Welcome to my channel Worldwise. In 1984, the scientific community came face to face with one of nature's most horrifying faces. A mysterious phenomenon that silently took the lives of 37 people without ever being seen. In a remote part of Africa, travelers passing by a quiet road suddenly collapsed. Not because of any visible danger, but because they simply couldn't breathe. Within just a minute, everyone in the area was dead. Locals believed it was the work of evil spirits. Authorities suspected a chemical attack, but when the truth was finally uncovered, it was so shocking that even scientists struggled to believe it. This is the story of a mysterious tragedy that unfolded in August 1984 in the remote highlands of Cameroon, Africa, near a small lake known as Lake Monoun. This peaceful lake, famous for its calm beauty, was about to unleash chaos. The lake was surrounded by small villages and a road that passed nearby. On the night of August 1, 1984, around 11:30 p.m., people living near the lake heard a loud rumbling sound. Many thought it was thunder, but the skies were perfectly clear and full of stars. Soon after, some villagers noticed a strange fog forming close to the lake's surface. Thinking it was harmless, they ignored it and went to sleep. All night long, this mysterious fog lingered over Lake Monoun. By 10:30 the next morning, a gentle breeze began to blow, pushing the low-lying fog toward the nearby road. Travelers assumed it was just morning mist. But as soon as they came into direct contact with it, they began choking, and within a minute, they were dead. When the fog finally dispersed, the road was lined with bodies, pedestrians, motorcyclists, and even people still sitting in their vehicles, lifeless. In total, 37 people were killed. Police and doctors soon arrived, but there were no visible signs of violence or toxins. The cause of death in every single case was suffocation. The mysterious deaths caused panic. Locals whispered about spirits, while the government declared it might be a terrorist chemical attack. But neither theory made sense. Why would anyone target a remote village? Soon, scientists turned their attention to nature itself and to a geological structure known as the Cameroon Volcanic Line, a 1,600-kilometer chain of underground volcanoes stretching from the Gulf of Guinea to the exact region beneath Lake Monoun. With help from the U.S. Embassy in Cameroon, American scientist Harold Sigurdsson was brought in to investigate. He examined the lake thoroughly, but found no signs of volcanic eruption, no sulfur particles, no visible disturbance at the lakebed. However, when he collected water from the bottom of the lake, the bottle fizzed and released bubbles, just like opening a shaken soda can. That was the clue. Sigurdsson realized that carbon dioxide gas, CO2, had dissolved into the lake's deep water layers. Postmortems later confirmed that all the victims had died of CO2 poisoning. But how did this gas kill people outside the lake? Carbon dioxide is heavier than air, so when released, it stays close to the ground. The fog people saw was actually a cloud of CO2 gas, which displaced the oxygen near the surface, silently suffocating anyone who breathed it. But what caused the gas to escape from the lake in the first place? Sigurdsson's investigation revealed a chilling truth. Volcanic gases from below had been slowly leaking into the lake's bottom for centuries. The CO2 dissolved in the deep, cold water, while the surface remained warm because of the tropical climate. Normally, lakes in cooler regions mix twice a year. Cold surface water sinks and warm water rises. But because Lake Monoun lies near the equator, the layers never mixed. As a result, CO2 kept accumulating in the deep layers under tremendous pressure, trapped beneath the warmer surface like a sealed bottle. Eventually, a small disturbance or pressure imbalance was enough to trigger a violent release of the trapped gas, an invisible explosion from below. That rumbling sound people heard the night before the disaster was likely the start of this deadly process. This phenomenon was later named Limnic eruption. Sigurdsson published his findings after 2 years of research, but many scientists dismissed his theory. Until 1986, when a far deadlier tragedy struck again. About 100 kilometers north of Lake Monoun, another lake, Lake Nyos, erupted in exactly the same way. Around 9 p.m., villagers heard a loud explosion. Moments later, a massive cloud of CO2 gas, estimated to be 1 cubic kilometer in volume, containing over 300,000 tons of carbon dioxide, burst out of the lake. Being heavier than air, the gas spread rapidly through nearby valleys, engulfing villages as it went. By morning, 1,146 people were dead, along with 3,500 animals. Even insects and flies vanished from the area. The gas had wiped out every living thing. Only 4 people survived, those who happened to be on higher ground. Some remained unconscious for over 36 hours, and when they awoke, they found everyone they loved already dead. This horrifying event finally proved Sigurdsson's theory correct. Scientists from around the world arrived to study both lakes. They discovered that a landslide had triggered the Lake Nyos eruption. Rocks falling into the water had disturbed the gas-laden lower layers, causing a chain reaction that even created a 25-meter-high tsunami within the lake. The question now was, could it happen again? Tests showed that both Monoun and Nyos were slowly accumulating gas again. To prevent another disaster, scientists installed long vertical pipes deep into the lakes to safely vent the CO2. By 2009, Lake Monoun was declared safe. By 2019, Lake Nyos was also fully degassed. However, there's one more lake on Earth that could face the same, or even worse, fate. It's called Lake Kivu, located on the border between Rwanda and the Democratic Republic of the Congo. Lake Kivu is enormous, large enough to hold 50 Lake Nyos within it, and twice as deep. It sits on an active volcanic zone and shares the same dangerous conditions. But here's what makes it even deadlier. In addition to carbon dioxide, Lake Kivu contains huge amounts of methane gas, which is flammable. If a limnic eruption ever occurred here, the gas cloud wouldn't just suffocate, it could ignite. And around 2 million people live along its shores. If Lake Kivu ever erupts, it could become the largest natural disaster in human history. Scientists have been monitoring it closely, but ongoing political conflicts in the region make large-scale safety projects nearly impossible. A company named KivuWatt has started extracting methane from the lake to generate electricity, but experts warn that if not done carefully, it could actually trigger the very eruption it's meant to prevent. Lake Monoun showed the world what a limnic eruption is. Lake Nyos revealed how devastating it can be. And Lake Kivu still hides a threat greater than both combined. Hidden beneath its calm surface lies a ticking time bomb, one that could wipe out millions. Thank you for watching WorldWise. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and comment. And we'll see you in the next amazing story. My next video watching now.